This is to certify that Movie Chats has been classified for live streaming.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are all okay and had a great weekend. Steve, sorry, mate. For some reason, I forgot to hit the add you back into the stream button. Then, mate, I apologize.
Whatever. Hey, everybody. Hope everyone's well.
There you go. What have you been up to this week, mate?
Just doing gardening over the weekend. Picked up a few bits, and then back in work today. So it's been a nice weekend, I suppose. With it being a bit of a long one for me. I had an extra day off. So, how about yourself?
Yeah, it was nice. Lovely weather. A nice time driving around in the new toy.
Feeling the wind in your hair, so to speak. Yeah.
Feeling the wind in my hair. Yeah. It was when I got back on Monday. She went to me, have you seen the colour of your head? Because on Monday we went to Hellsby Jumbo Trail. We went out in the Volvo, and we picked up the bits from the Jumbo Trail, and then we came home. And I said to her, "Come on, it's like 11:30. Let's go out in the car." We dropped the Volvo off, got the Mazda, put the roof down, went to Park Gate, then went to West Kirby, then instead of drive around the Wirral on the way home. And yeah, I got a bit sunburnt. It's died down now.
The thing is that I would have been slightly annoyed that you pushed your video before any of the ones that I did last week, if it wasn't for the fact that you looked like a tit with that head. I was like, I could visibly see a line just there, just for some reason. Like,
when my sunglasses.
Is that why you had your goggles on in the car?
Yeah, when my sunglasses have been. Yeah.
Like chitty chitty bang bang sort of.
Yeah.
Steampunk.
And the best bit is that you tried to take the mic and Chris was all on my side.
Yeah, whatever.
No, but it was a very nice, relaxing weekend. Picked up some good stuff.
Drove around in basically a bloody remote control car. That's what he had. A convertible smart car.
Yeah, it was ace.
It probably was ace, to be honest. Hey, Chris. But you and your Mazda flying down the road with your head burning.
With Lana on one side. She's going to get a little headscarf now just to stop the wind blowing her hair. You know.
Get one for yourself.
Do you know what she said to me? She said, "Do you know people
You're a tit."
No, she went, "Do you know since we're driving around in a convertible?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "What I'm noticing that all these convertible drivers are."
I don't want to say the words online.
Just average-looking men. They're either dark or grey-haired, and probably named Steve or Mark. No, thanks, you cheeky bitch. Average-looking men.
You know. Oh, brilliant!
But yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I like how people have jumped onto YouTube to come and say hello to us while they're watching movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Does that say he's watching Evil Dead Rise? That's why he's on YouTube. Do you know what? I enjoyed that film, but I don't think it's one that I'm going to buy and put in my collection. No, that's I've got the original 3. The 1, 2, and Evil Dead, the Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
We watched Evil Dead Rise, and then we went back to try and watch the 2016 Evil Dead, and the 2016 Evil Dead was awful. Evil Dead Rise was okay-ish, but it's not the original trilogy.
No. I'll be interested to see what it's like.
Yeah. Go and watch it. Movie Mad is watching UFO. Was that the old TV series UFO? Because I quite enjoyed that. Yeah, it doesn't require much concentration. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, network.
Right. So we are meant to be on the thumbnail We are meant to be having some special guests pop on. However, they have told me that they're either running late or might not be able to make it now. So I apologise for the thumbnail. However, I am not apologising for the picture on the thumbnail. So what we're going to be talking about is the dirty side of collecting. Now, the last couple of weeks, I've watched a lot of YouTube and a lot of people talking about the bootlegs and cinemas and stuff like that. And we have talked about this a few times on our channel, just me during the lockdown, about streaming sites going direct to stream and not cinema and stuff like that. So we'll have a good chat about around that later on. So if the chat can have a think of a couple of questions that they may want to pose to us later on during Chit Chat Lane, then please feel free to post your comment.
Why did you post that picture?
What post? Which picture?
The picture on the thumbnail. Let's start with that question, shall we?
Because you're dirty and we're talking about the dirty side of collecting.
Right, I see. Yeah, okay.
Right, yeah, see.
Can we put Vin Diesel on the wheel?
What?
Can we put Vin Diesel on the wheel?
Vin Diesel? Why? You saying I look like Vin Diesel? I'll take that.
No, I'm definitely saying you look like Phil Mitchell, not Vin Diesel. But I'm just thinking if it's cars orientated, I've got a picture for that.
Oh, right, okay. Is that how you're playing it now, is it? It's not my fault, Steve. You leave yourself wide open.
This is the king of clickbait telling us it's clickbait again.
Good evening, Neil. Thank you for joining us, sir. Right, so let's make a start on... let's do the homework, shall we?
Go on, then.
If I can find where the bloody thing is now, since there is. Right, so this week's homework was Good Night, Mr. Tom. Now, as you're aware, my beautiful wife has been waiting for this for about 6 months to come on the wheel. It's the first film that she wants to put on the wheel when we first doing it, and it's sort of gone round the houses and we never got there. Now, 2 weeks ago, we did get Good Night, Mr. Tom.
I've got keys,
I didn't. You've put your lock on your door.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, we got Good Night, Mr. Tom. Unfortunately, last week we were too busy and we both didn't get around to watching it. However, I watched it this week. Little Steve hasn't watched it. He said he couldn't find a copy of it. So it starts off just after World War II. So during World War II, it's where the kids get evacuated out of the main cities and they end up in little villages somewhere that have got no chance of being bombed, or if they are bombed, it's by more accident more than anything else. So you see them all getting onto the trains and stuff, and then it starts off with this really old, naggy, little Steve-like man, you know. And his wife has died a few years earlier and everything else. So he's just your typical nag. And then they've asked him to take over the choir, for example. And he's like, no, I'm not doing the choir, sod off and all this lot. And then about 5 minutes later, one of the women's knocking on the door with one of these evacuees.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got to take him in. It's his national duty to take one of these evacuees in. There's no space anywhere else in the village. And he's got to have this lad. So it's a little bit of a battle of wills, really, because this old bloke doesn't want to be there. The young lad doesn't want to be there. And they're a bit nervous around each other at first. And then he realises the lad never had the best growing up at home. He was being beaten, the way he was being shouted at and stuff like that. And he warms up to this lad. And as you're going through this film, the attitudes and feelings for each other start to change. And it's really quite... Don't get me wrong, it's no Rolf Harris scenario. There's none of that.
Literally, the way you're going with this, I was thinking,
there's none of that.
Rolf Harris level, or is it Philip Schofield level? I'm not sure at this point in time.
There's none of that. It's just that, you know.
Did they get him a job as a PA on a TV show?
Yeah, he's walking around with his fingers up his ass, you know. But anyway, going back to the film. So at some point in the film, the mum wants this lad back. She says, you know, she's not feeling too well. She wants his son back with them, and he ends up being escorted back to London. And then the story takes a turn for the worse. He starts getting beaten again. His mum's misbehaving him. His mum's mistreating him and stuff like that as he's going through. He finds out that his mum's got a new baby that he knew nothing about. And then the mum leaves the kids at home, tied up in a cupboard, and then the little girl dies, the little baby dies in the meantime.
Bloody hell, this has gone deep, hasn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does go quite deep. And then Mr. Tom, who's the old bloke that he was staying with, is missing him. He hasn't heard from him, and he's worried about him because he sees that he's been beaten. And then he goes back to rescue him, you know. And then they find a dead baby. Then they find him and stuff like that. So it's got to start all over again. In the meantime, it is a really lovely film. It's one that you don't need to spend a lot of time thinking about. You know, there's no deep subplots. There's no, you know, stuff like that. All the characters are dead easy to understand. It's a really nice.
I'm going to say all characters are dead then.
Yeah, and I'm glad I've watched it. However, when it did finish, I did say to Lana, "Are we trading this in now?" Because now I've watched it, I don't think I'm going to rush back to watch it again. But Lana wants to keep it because Lana really likes the film. She says when you're watching it as a kid, it's a lot more impactful as a child than what it is now, because in this day and age, I'm the old naggy bastard. I'm the last, you know. But when you're a kid, obviously you're living it through the kids' eyes, aren't you? You're thinking about what's it like.
Absolutely horrific.
Yeah. But it finishes on a high note, because at the end he calls him dad, and you know the mum's disappeared, his baby sister's died, and all.
2 dead kids.
And at the end he calls him dad. So it finishes on a really nice,
a real tearjerker. What a family movie this must be.
Yeah, it's a really lovely film. So go and watch Goodnight, Mr. Tom. Now, at the end of Goodnight, Mr. Tom, I did say to Lana, it reminds me of something that I watched when I was growing up, called The Leaving of Liverpool. Now, that's when post-war.
Right.
Wow, what are you going to say then?
I've never heard of a title called The Leaving of Liverpool.
The Leaving of Liverpool. Go and Google The Leaving of Liverpool, or better yet, go and watch it, because you can get both parts on YouTube now. So it was a BBC 2-part like TV movie
miniseries thing.
Yeah, and it's about the kids that were in children's homes just after the First World War. And then they moved these kids out the children's homes. They move them to like New Zealand, they move them to South Africa, they move them to Australia. So they move them to like the British Empire parts of the country, parts of the world, to help populate and keep the British Empire going in those parts of the world. So they moved over 140,000 children out all over the world that were in homes in England. They moved them out all over the world. And it is a really good story, you know. And that one starts off quite nice, where all the kids are together. Then they move to us, and it follows 3 kids that get moved to Australia, and it follows their lives through, and how they're treated over there, because the Australians didn't want them and stuff like that, and the parents at home don't want them. That's why they're in the and it just sort of settles off on this World War II type of watching for the last couple of days, and it was really, really interesting. So the 2 films I'd say for you to go and watch is Goodnight, Mr. Tom, and The Leaving of Liverpool.
Like I say, I'd said to you before, the chances are, like that Goodnight, Mr. Tom, I'd probably see that in, you know, at least 50% of the charity shops that are going. But the second that I need one, there's not around. I looked at even like all 3 local CXs didn't have it in. So I was like, I'll sod this. I'll let Steve do this one.
For a change. Yeah, so to be honest, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad we watched it. I don't think it's one that I'm going to watch again anytime soon. It's definitely not one I'm going to pick up off the shelf. However, if the kids come round, we might put it on for them and, let them watch it. What?
It sounds horrific.
It's not horrific. It might just be the way that I'm explaining it. But
what? Oh, the 2 dead kids underneath the stairs?
Yeah.
It locked in a cupboard?
Yeah.
That definitely sounds like some sort of Disney film, that.
I don't know. I've gone wrong. But yeah, go and watch Goodnight, Mr. Tom.
Right.
Go and watch Goodnight, Mr. Tom. It's
okay.
Nice. I would say it's a feel-good movie, but it's not really a feel-good movie. But it is and it isn't. Anyway, yeah, go and watch it. What?
Nothing. Right. Just carry on. Carry on.
On that note, while he gets himself together, let's go to featured. Right, so this week's featured actor was Robert Downey Jr. Now, the comment was made last week. Let's see if we can get through this without mentioning the Marvel films. Now, I think it's hard not to mention one Marvel film.
I think that will cover the overall franchise, I reckon.
Yeah, you're right. It is strange how we perceive films differently, and I think that's what Lana noticed when she's watched it this time. She's seen it in a different light compared to when she's seen it as a kid. So yeah, she still enjoys it. There you go. Goodnight, Mr. Tom is on ITV. But spoilers, Steve told you everything that's happened. Lana, would you recommend it? Would you recommend it to people that haven't seen it yet? Anyway, so this week's featured actor is Robert Downey Jr. Now, let's get the obvious one out the way. The first Iron Man. Okay, so the first...
Steve, you've muted yourself, you nana.
There you go. It's because I keep touching the cable at the back and putting my list back. The first Iron Man. It was like his redemption back into acting, wasn't it? After all the getting arrested and the drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I can't think of anyone better to play Iron Man than Robert Downey Jr.
I can't.
First film.
No, I can't either.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's bang on the money, isn't he?
Yeah, see, readings put there, the first Iron Man was brilliant. The sequels were near dull, sadly. The way Iron Man 2 lost its way halfway through. Iron Man 3, I didn't like the Mandarin twist in that at all. I thought, what's the purpose of all of that?
I loved that movie up until that point. I thought it was really good. Definitely upped the ante on the previous one. And then that happened, and I was like, "That is absolutely crap."
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely one of my least favorite Marvel movies. That
I think seeing him alongside Jeff Bridges as well as what's his name? Abediah. I want to say Stone. It's not Stone though, is it?
No.
Fucking hell. Can't think of his name.
Would you pick Iron Man over Civil War?
I think the difference with Civil War is an absolutely outstanding film, but I think having Chris Evans alongside him in that with a bit of a role change as well, isn't he, as Captain America? He's now the baddie on the run. I think that's what makes Civil War good. You've got two best friends going after each other, and they know each other very, very well by that point. I think the first Iron Man, it's like Captain America, the first Avenger. You you're getting used to the character, you're getting used to his mannerisms, you're getting used to the actor, and I think the way that he portrays what I think Iron Man was from the cartoons and the comics and stuff as a kid, I think he's done brilliantly bringing that character to screen.
Mm.
I think he loses his way a little bit in the Spider-Man movies when he's trying to play the father figure to Peter.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that I was thinking about this then. It's just like a lot of the origin stories aren't always the best ones.
Mm.
Like when you've got established characters and you don't have to go through an hour's worth of sort of backstory as to how they got to that point.
Yeah.
Hey Richard. Hey AJ. That for me is I enjoy the movie a lot more when I'm not having to go through a load of backstory.
It pains me every time that we get a new Batman and we have to relive watching Martha and
Yeah,
watch the face die every time.
Yeah,
you know, and it's the same with Spider-Man. I think the advantage of Tom Holland's Spider-Man is that we didn't have to relive that. It was I'm Spider-Man. You know who I am. You know how I've got here.
Yeah.
Where, like saying the Tobey Maguire ones, we had to relive Uncle Ben getting killed just after the wrestling and all that lot. And Andrew Garfield, we didn't have that. They just went missing, didn't they? So we still don't know why their parents are missing, but they're missing. They're not necessarily dead.
Yeah.
So we never really got an answer to that. The origin story in the original Iron Man, the Iron Man 1, the Robert Downey Jr. one, I think that's quite a cool story. You know, you're seeing he's a playboy. He's going off to Iraq or wherever he is, and he's not worried about it. He's just taking it all in his stride. He's untouchable, and all of a sudden, bang, he's not untouchable. The terrorists have got him, developed and captured. So it's how he gets out of that. It just happens. He's got the shrapnel there, and that's what's in the arc reactor. I think that's that. But they've done it in a quite, you know who I am, you know what's happened. Let's move on, and that's only the first 40 minutes of the film.
Yeah,
you've still got an hour and a bit of the film there where he's actually being Iron Man, kicking through, and it's not the origin story hasn't overtook the film.
No. I mean, he's clever how he, what he had to build, what he got to build in that cave, and I'm not saying it's a really good movie, but what I'm saying is that I don't know if I'm just becoming immune to backstories, if you like, and I much prefer these characters when they're a bit more flushed out and, sort of we get into the action rather than having to have an hour's worth of build-up. Hey, bud.
Mm-hmm. Good evening, Gareth. Thank you for. It's nice to see you with the top on, sir.
I can take it off if you want.
Please.
Oh God.
Top's on tonight. Okay.
Did you see him last night, Steve, watching Jaws 2 in his little paddling pool?
No, was it? Bloody hell.
That's
just to immerse you in the experience.
Yeah, that's it. Gareth, we are talking Robert Downey Jr. movies.
Ah, yes.
Okay, now we haven't quite gotten through our top 5 list. We've just been talking about the obvious one, which is Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Robert Downey Jr. performance?
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
I was just going to say that's up there. Yeah.
I've got that in my mentions. Why do you enjoy Kiss Kiss Bang Bang so much?
I just like the Shane Black work, apart from the Predator, but yeah. From his Last Boy Scout, Long Kiss Goodnight, and all that.
Long Kiss Goodnight's a cracking movie.
And then was it there? I can never remember if it's The Good Guys with him and Ryan Gosling and Gladiator, Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that sort of noir thriller. And it's a Christmas film. But yeah.
So let's go through little Steve's top 5 then and his mentions and see what we've got there.
Well, I'd gone with Civil War myself as regards to the Marvel side of it.
Yeah.
I've got Air America.
Oh yes.
Sherlock Holmes. The Judge. I quite enjoyed that. And Tropic Thunder.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that 5 or 4? There was one more, I think. One more. Where was it? Well, that was on. He was in. Apparently, he was in Chef, but I don't
Yeah, I
remember
saw that. I
him.
can't remember him in it though, but I guess it's just a cameo, is it?
It might be. I mean, to be fair, that was a cracking movie, but I think U.S. Marshals he was in as well.
He was. He was the young CIA agent in U.S. Marshals.
I did, and it's a bit of a guilty pleasure, but I did enjoy Due Date.
So you've mentioned a couple of my, you've mentioned a couple of my honourable mentions there, Due Date and Tropic Thunder. My top 5, I've gone with Sherlock Holmes. I've gone with Iron Man. U.S. Marshals. I absolutely love that film. I think Tommy Lee Jones is brilliant, as well as Robert Downey Jr. You know, I quite like the bit where he kills the young agents and tries to pass it off that Wesley Snipes has done it and stuff like that. It's a great twist to an awesome film. We talked about this one last week. Weird Science. You know, he is in that. He is the brother in that, and you know, and it was like, right, where did that come from? And Air America. Air America was just absolutely brilliant. So yeah, Air America is just brilliant. Him and Mel Gibson, the way that those two are against each other. I've got Natural Born Killers.
Sorry, I was just reading. He was good in Scanner.
Now, I enjoy that film, but I can't remember him in it. That's why I've not got that.
Yeah, I remember Keanu in it. I don't remember anyone else.
No.
Yeah. Now, my list was Natural Born Killers, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Chaplin. I enjoyed Chaplin. Due Date and Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
That's my annual mentions. Gareth, did you do a top 5?
All up here. So yeah, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Chaplin, Air America, Iron Man 3. I'm gonna go for because that's done by Shane Black as well. So I did like that.
What?
Stuff like that. What? Yeah. Oh, it's your channel. I'll be quiet.
No, it's not that. It's just that particular the Mandarin. It just ruined it.
I never grew up with the comics, so I didn't know what was going on.
Okay. Well, to be fair,
I was going in blind, so to me, the Mandarin was just the toast of Croydon. Chaplin was another one. I saw that in the cinema back in the day. But yeah, he acted his ass off in that one. But
yeah.
How many is that? But then, yeah, a lot of small parts until the Iron Man, really, isn't there?
Oh, do you remember him in Natural Born Killers?
Oh, yeah, he's the reporter that gets blown away, doesn't he?
Oh, that's a long time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
But I think that doesn't come much.
But as I was saying to Steve, as you were waiting in the wings there, the first Iron Man is sort of like a redemption movie, wasn't it? That was his mate giving him a chance to come back into Hollywood and do something worthwhile. Not necessarily something worthwhile. He's done a lot of films that were worthwhile before that, but bring himself back into mainstream acting again.
Yeah, he was a big risk in Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been in many teen movies. Yeah. So out of those movies then, gents, if you were to recommend one to a young fan and an old fan about introducing them to Robert Downey Jr., which way would you go?
I Zodiac, which I did like him in. But yeah.
Hey, Devin. You say Zodiac?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a class movie, that.
Yeah.
I forgot he was in that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Because what would, apart from the young person, would be Iron Man, I guess, or one of those.
The thing is, the Zodiac, as great a movie as it is, it's like Titanic. Knowing the ending, it's like it's just sort of a bit deflating, isn't it?
What do you mean you don't enjoy the 3-hour made-up love story about Titanic?
Hey, that's not made up. I'm telling you. But like,
look, I tell you what. If some little bint left me on the side of the door, let me drown, I'll be dragging it off.
Most of that shit was wood. You could have found a Dora bed or something.
Have you seen that meme about Rose being on the door? Then there's Jack, and then there's the cat. It's like the bed scenario, isn't it? You know, the husband on the side of the bed with the wife starfished out and the cat in the middle.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, Air America's a good one. To sort of probably try and show an older movie, then I would say something like that, maybe. Because there's no way then they're going to get around not seeing a Marvel movie with Robert Downey Jr. in. So
yeah, how many was he in? 10.
Just pick one. He's in most of them, and if he's not, he's in some sort of flashback.
Yeah, it's going to say what's it? 3 Iron Man, 2 Captain America, 2 Thor, then Civil War, then Infinity War, then Endgame, then all 3 Spider-Man. No, he's not in the third Spider-Man, is he? Because he's dead in the end of it.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. Well, there is a picture of him that says he's gone, isn't there?
Yeah.
Does that count? Does that count as a cameo?
Well, he had to pose for the picture.
Just like you posed for the thumbnail.
Yeah, what's happening in that thumbnail?
I'd been cleaning the drive the other day with a jet wash.
Of course,
and
yeah.
I thought it'd be funny to, because nothing would ever happen if I sent it to my mate and went, "Look at the state of this."
Well, is it more fool you then, isn't it?
Well, this is it. But there's a plan in the works to get this sod back.
I'm waiting, Steve. In the meantime, I'll get you 3 times before you come back.
When you don't even know it's coming, it's going to come. When you give up thinking that it's coming, it's going to be there.
Oh, when I give up thinking it's coming, I'll just post that picture of you in the ruin again.
When a film is made,
so has he not made a film in 3 years?
What's that?
Has Downey Jr. not made a film since Doolittle, it says here?
Really?
Yeah.
To be fair, he deserves a bit of a break at the minute, doesn't he?
He was full on for 10 years, wasn't he? Or 12 years now. But yeah, Oppenheimer is his next one, I guess.
Right, okay. That looks really, really good.
I think he's got a comb over in that one. So
that looks really, really good. Right, so I'm not going to play the VT for movie news, okay, because it's not really movie news. It's more of a movie discussion. Did you see Paloma Faith has come out slagging off The Little Mermaid?
Not a surprise.
So the bit that surprised me is the reason why she was slagging the film off. Okay, she's took her 2 little girls to see Disney's live action of a 1989 release cartoon film. The bit that she's got a problem with is the fact that Ariel gave up her voice and give up her land to fall in love with a man, right? And she's saying it's not a lesson you want to teach modern day women, that it's okay to give up your own things to fall in love. Did you not see the original fucking cartoon?
I thought that was the original, but they changed it for the new ones. So she just wants to explore non-sea bits, not fall in love. She just wants to explore the world, but he'll pay for it.
The bit about it. If I'm remembering my Little Mermaid correctly, the bit where she's singing about wanting legs and wanting to walk and what's this thing, it's a fork and all that crap.
Sounds just like it.
That is before she meets Eric. So she wants all of that, what she wants, before she falls in love with Eric, before Eric has gone through the shipwreck. So, the question I've got is, how far do we go rewriting these films to suit modern day narratives before it's no longer the film you're actually trying to portray?
It's madness.
It's a minefield.
Madness. See, the thing is that the majority of these films have been almost word for word, aren't they? Shot for shot. So the fact that they're now changing a few bits here and there, and I won't mind, but the CEO of Disney, or whoever he was, came out saying they were a little bit too woke, and that, and they'd be going back to what the people wanted or something stupid along that lines. He'd said, but I know there is some changes in this movie.
Sorry, Neil. I've got two young girls, one at 16, one at 10. So when one's finished watching it, the other one can start.
Don't give me that. Don't give me that.
He's watching it anyway when they're not there.
He's watching that. My life up north to follow my love. Well, this is it. No, this is it. But that doesn't happen in real life, according to Disney.
No,
obviously.
You can't fall in love
and feminine.
Even with Peter Pan, the new one, her dreams. In the original, she dreams of having kids and a family, doesn't she? And then in this new version, she dreams of being alone and educated. So,
where are you going with this, Steve? Because it's ain't going to end well.
I was going to say, if they change it and make her a lesbian, does that make her a cannibal because she's technically eating fish?
God.
I'm leaving this one tonight.
It's all right. So we'll have our subscribers by the end of it, the way he's going.
Yeah, but no. You can pick that film apart. You can pick out the bad CGI. You can pick out the bad scripting. You can pick out... But picking out the main parts of the film, picking out the main parts of the film and saying that's the message we don't want to be giving our young ladies. Yeah. I don't know. Sorry, love. I think you need to give your head a wobble.
Well, the fact was it the original animated is like less than an hour and a half, and this new one's 2.25 hours or something.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to fill it full of something. AJ cancel Big Steve. Yeah, hashtag cancel Big Steve.
Yeah, let's start that.
I don't know. Like you say though, Steve, these real life, let's say real life, they're not real life. The live action movies are shot for shot of the original to a certain extent. The Lion King, Aladdin, and Beauty and the Beast. They have been practically shot for shot right the way through. Was that Steve's contribution to Brad? No.
Yeah, that's it. You see, the thing is that I mean, the way that I see it is, if they're going to do these things shot for shot, which is basically what they did with the majority of them so far, then there's going to be ones, when you look at a movie that was made in 1989, there's going to be some things in there that are not particularly politically correct now. Do you know what I mean?
When they come to do Snow White, how are they going to get around the fact that she deliberately moved in with 7 strange men? And and looks after them and get around that aspect of it, because that's what's going to come out. They're going to have to say they kidnapped her, because that's what they did. They found her and kidnapped her and took them home.
They're not going to be 7 strange men, though, are they? They're going to be different races, different.
No, but they're strange to her, aren't they? When she wakes up, she doesn't know which 7 men have got her tied to her bed.
They'll tell each one of them and tell her what her pronouns are.
I've not heard much about this film since they announced it. I think they've quietly swept it under the table, haven't they?
Yeah.
But there's going to come a point where there's probably going to be ones that they can't bloody do without changing it too much.
Yeah, well, they
You're
didn't want
right,
to change the
Linlin,
name
you
because they didn't want to call it dwarfs, didn't they?
You're right, Linlin. You can pick holes and faults in any film, but if you're going to do that, then don't pick the faults with what's the main plot of the storyline.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like it's a new film. It's not like we've someone's gone out and wrote a script and it's a new film and it's their take or something. They are literally copying a film that's 30 years old here and re-releasing it. So if the kids haven't seen the original Little Mermaid,
no, why?
Now who's on the verge of being cancelled, baby? You know, don't get me wrong. Each to their own. This isn't my view on the Little Mermaid. I've got my own view on the Little Mermaid, but this is the big movie news that everyone's talking about. Is Paloma Faith not enjoying the Little Mermaid? And it's just like, give your head a wobble, love. It's a film,
mate. Fucking news. I saw a post yesterday, slightly off movie topic, but I saw a post yesterday from somebody that there was a newspaper article from like the Metro that this woman was absolutely mortified because she bought a Kit Kat that didn't have any wafer in it. It was like, really? Is this where we're going now? Just complaining about absolutely bloody anything. Yeah. It said on there, it's even her other half went, that's like, chocolate gold. That is, getting that. She's like, if I wanted a solid bar, I would buy a Yorkie. I put a message on it to a friend of mine saying,
got wafer in it though, hasn't it?
No,
hasn't Yorkie got wafer in it?
No.
You have a fruit in that one, but
I'd be buzzing off that if I got a bloody Kit Kat that was just pure chocolate. I'd be buzzing off that.
You'd buy a lottery ticket as well.
But it's what we're dealing with, It's people just generally offended about anything, and this is the downside of doing these remakes, these live action things. Is they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't.
So they looking at Sean's comment there. I haven't got a problem with them changing sex and colours and stuff like that, orientation of characters, as long as they portray the character in a good way. If you want to call Dominica Toretto, and it's now a female lead Fast and the Furious, which is coming. They have said that. So
it is,
that is coming. That's fine, as long as they portray the character and tell me a good story. The 2016 Ghostbusters is a great example of that. Something just didn't click with that film. And it's not because it's all women. I think it's because they tried too hard because it was all women.
4 women and a guy PA, essentially, on it.
Yeah. And it was all female comedians as well. And I don't think that mixed worked.
Yeah.
Now the Oceans films were quite funny in their own little way.
They were. Yeah.
That was a good way of doing it. So I haven't got a problem with them changing sex, race, creed, whatever, as long as that character was done well.
Yeah.
Well, there's people complaining that that Sebastian was too lifelike, and the fish were too lifelike.
Yeah,
only the vegans were complaining about that.
And the floater, or whatever his name is, has real human lips and
flounder.
Floater.
I haven't seen the film in a very long time.
Floater's a different type of movie altogether.
That's on the Merseyside, yeah.
Yeah. How do you assume, Dominique? Yeah, exactly.
You've done it now.
But
you don't, Neil. That's the thing, innit?
Yeah. Now, going slightly off, I just remembered that they have greenlit John Wick 5. Now, I haven't seen 4 yet, but 5 has been greenlit. And is there a TV series based around the Continental Hotel coming?
That'd be good. For ages.
That would be good if you did that.
But without talking spoilers.
Because I've seen a poster about the Continental, so it can only be the Continental Hotel.
Yeah, it's been. Well, there's many, but there's in each country. There's one in each country, basically, or each city or something. But yeah, there was supposed to be one after John Wick 2 or 3, but then something happened, and then there's a spin-off ballerina with a Arma Daramis or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
But yeah, John Wick 4 is pretty awesome.
That's nice. That's my microphone.
Thanks.
Yeah, I thought I was dealing with professionals here. What's going on?
No, you're not. No. If it's not his internet, it's his microphone.
Oh, shit.
Doesn't want to eat it.
If it's not his microphone and his internet, it's his gob.
It's not my fault you got caught in a dirty position, Steve. Anyway, let's get on to the main topic of why we invited people on, shall we? So let's take a little walk down Shit Chat Lane.
Hey,
now,
Ali.
The last couple of weeks, Gareth, I've been watching a lot of YouTube. I've been watching a lot of people like yourselves and AJ and people like that were talking about the collecting side of our hobby. You know, I'm not big into the physical media, so it doesn't really affect me too much. Now, one of the topics that we've talked about quite regularly on the show, it was during COVID with the streaming sites putting brand new movies straight out to stream without having similar releases or theatrical releases. King versus Kong, Godzilla versus Kong, and stuff like that was a prime example of one for HBO Max. Now, AJ's put a video out recently about is cinema killing physical media and streaming sites and vice versa? Are they killing it? I don't think they're helping themselves for the quick releases of these films, and they're not. As soon as they come out on Disney Plus, we've got a physical copy, or vice versa. As soon as it comes on Netflix, is whatever. Where's your view on it? Because I know that you're not big into the new media stuff, are you?
Well, there's a pile of VHS behind me.
Yeah,
or DVDs.
Don't have them in the house. But well, see, I used to go to the cinema loads, like at least once a week.
Well, fair enough.
Over the last 2 years, it's been less and less, and now it's barely at all. Because I would have gone to see films like John Wick 4 in the cinema, but I didn't bother. Because now, less than 2 months later, I can watch it at home.
Now he's got a VCR. He don't need to go anywhere.
Yeah. 2 VCRs. I can copy rentals.
Yeah. So my view on it is that, you know, I haven't been one for the cinema for a long time. You know, I think the price of the ticket puts me off.
Yes.
You know, in some cinemas, you're talking 15 quid a ticket for a basic seat. You're not even getting the comfy reclining.
You get bloody freebies.
I know I do, Steve, but I'm trying. The point I'm making it for that, if I didn't get the freebie ticket once a month, I wouldn't be going. You know, I'm not spending anything between £8 to £15 a ticket. I'm definitely not spending £5 for a Coke. I'm not spending £4.50 for a bottle of Coke I can get for £1.70 in Sainsbury's.
Yeah,
I'm not spending £6 for a packet of a 99p packet of Maltesers from the Poundland. You know, it's that bit that ruins it for me. However, if I do go to cinema and I do get my free ticket, I have been known to buy 2 £7 hot dogs just for the sake because I'm not, right? But it is more the fact that when you add all that, it's like going to football. Before you realise it, you spent 50 quid on a football ticket, you spent a £5 on a programme, you've spent £6 on a pie, you spent £2 on a cup of coffee. Before you realise it, you spent £100.
You have nobody else.
What the hell's having Bovril?
By the time I've ordered everything off the menu and had it twice.
You know, before you realise that you spent £100 just on yourself, and that's if you haven't took somebody with you.
Yeah.
So it's an expensive do, and the cinema's the same. And Lana's got it's not Orange Wednesdays. What's it called now? Meerkat movies or whatever it is, where it's buy one get one free. But she goes every other week with her cousin when there's something that they want to go and see. They go and see that. So she's been to cinema a lot more than I have because she's got these tickets. So yeah, I do sort of see AJ's point in what he was saying, that the one's cancelling out the other, because if I'm not going to the cinema to see Top Gun Maverick or Ant-Man Quantumania, I'll wait 5 weeks and I'll watch it on DVD or Blu-ray.
And it's literally 5 weeks, isn't it?
It's ridiculous how short it is. It used to be film in the cinema, released in rental 6 months later. 6 months again later, you could buy it, and then another year.
3 years before the telly had it.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons I don't go. Plus the quality of films now. Like you say, you're paying 20 quid to get in with a ticket and a snack and a drink, and then you're half hour.
Supposed to mean. I haven't had a go at the Scottish yet.
I love the Scotch.
However, there's only so much whiskey and tablet you can have. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, those two things don't mix.
Yeah, so if you had the choice, if we drop the cinema ticket back to say £5 a cinema ticket, and the Cokes were back to £2 a Coke, and the hot dog was back at £2 a hot dog, would you have gone back? Would you go back to the cinema, or do you think COVID has killed those cheap cinema days off? Because I'm not falling down this trap that the increase in living and the cost crisis and all that lot has killed cinema, because I don't think it has. I think there isn't that much change to a cinema and how they operate that has forced them to put the prices so high.
Yeah. What was it? I used to have the unlimited for Cineworld, so it was £15 a month. You could go as many times as you like.
Well, I remember that when that was £8 when it first came out.
Yeah, exactly.
It was £8 when Cineworld and Runcorn.
When I cancelled it.
Yeah, when Cineworld Runcorn opened, I joined that Cine Unlimited, and it was £8 a month. You could go as many times as you want. So if you wanted to go and watch 3 films in a day, you could just jump from one screen to the next, and you just show your pass, and off you go.
Was this Runcorn Cineworld like somebody's front room? £8 a month.
That's how much it would cost you.
Yeah, it was like, it was 20 years ago. I used to go to Cineworld in Bristol, and it was £2 on Tuesdays.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
So, there's a couple of comments in the chat there about COVID killing the cinemas. Do you think the cinema was on a slippery slope before COVID?
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? I used to go Marvel films, for example. I used to go every Thursday of opening night because they used to open on a Thursday, and then it was.
I thought you were going to say every Thursday to watch the new Marvel movie.
That's how it is now, but yeah, because there was no one in there. You go on a Friday, Saturday night, it's packed with idiots. But yeah, I went on a Thursday. It was deserted mostly, apart from Endgame and was it Spider-Man: Far From Home?
Yeah,
it was packed, but most of the time it was just 10 people in there at the most. But yeah, that was before COVID.
Yeah,
you see, the thing is that I think, like you said, I think the cinemas were already going that way before COVID, but I think the COVID situation just accelerated it.
Yeah,
there was no way that these streaming sites would be as big as they are at this moment if it wasn't for that happened. I think they would get there, but I think it would still be a few years off.
Yeah. No, I think I go to the cinema more. Cinema. Phenomenon. I think I go to the pictures more if there was 18 showings of Mario. If there wasn't 18 showings of, I don't know, whatever the latest flick is now. But then there's only one show in a day of the film that I actually want to go and see, and it was at 9:00 at night.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So if you've got 15 screens, you don't need to show me 5 versions of Mario starting from 2D to IMAX, starting in 45 minutes of each other throughout the day.
Yeah. Again, I guess, but then they show the films that no one wants to see, one showing a day, and people don't turn up, so they don't bother to make more showings of them. So,
well, what was the latest one, the exorcism thing with Russell Crowe?
The Pope's Exorcist. That was
that's the one. They only had 2 showings of that a day, and that was on in the evenings. One at 8:00 and one at 9:00.
Ah.
And that was a new release. So it's not like they were playing that throughout the day.
Yeah, I guess. Was it a 15 or an 18, that one? Because that's rare to get one of those these days. But yeah, I guess if it's not kids.
I think it's some of it down to licensing. Are they only allowed, if they buy a certain license for the film, are they only allowed to show it a certain amount of times a day? Or
I don't know. I think it's. I mean, the thing is that for me is that if I could get away with it, I'd go a lot more if I could get away with the fact of like when he's in school. If there was a time that I could fit that around and watch a 2 or 3 hour movie, I'd literally drop him in and go to bloody cinemas.
That's my point there. If they had a Pope's Exorcist at 11:00 on a Friday morning, I'd be more inclined to go to that than I would be going at 9:00 at night on a Friday.
Yeah.
Ashley's made a good point here about her local cinemas are doing the classic. And again, I've mentioned this. My local one had Rafa Khan on and I missed it a couple of weeks ago, and I was kicking myself because I only seen it once it stopped screening. I would have loved to have gone and seen that on.
Yeah, they do it once, at 9 or 10 p.m., don't they? And then
go for it, Jeff.
But yeah, so going back to the question and going back to the dirty side of this conversation, and we discussed it a little bit with AJ last week about the bootleg situation. If the films aren't going out in the cinema and they're going straight to streaming sites or Apple Play or Apple TV or whatever of Amazon, and then they're not getting physical releases of those movies, it literally leaves you with bootlegging, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you haven't got a streaming site and you haven't got a good site on your phone to watch it, and we don't always get a HD version of the film straight away. You get the dodgy cam ones with the little fella putting the chips and everything in the blender and winning money every couple of minutes. Then you are literally at the point where you've got to get a bootleg, and you're paying somebody to give you a bootleg. Now, I remember the days when we got the piracy is against the law, bang, and all that lot. Don't do it. The fact tattoo thing right across the branding across you. Then that's where we are with that. Now, where's your 2 stances with this? Then, if you're not getting the cinema, you've not got Amazon, for example, so you can't watch the latest Chris Pratt Amazon Prime thing. Where do you get it from? Where do you watch it?
Neighbour's house. But yeah. Yeah, because it's I've got Amazon Prime, but then it's like you have to pay extra again on top of it to watch other stuff, don't you? And then rent films and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like I said, otherwise you have to sign up for Max, isn't it? What it's called now, is it? HBO Max or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Max.
And then if they don't have it, you've got Paramount, and then there's about 20 now. Because what was it back in 10 years ago with Netflix? They had everything in one place. And then they lost the rights gradually. The streaming platforms tried to copy them, and they all took their rights back. So they're all splintered all over the place. So if you want to find a film, that's not on YouTube or to rent or something.
Yeah,
it's like when you pay to buy something off YouTube, it's no guarantee you'll own that forever anyway.
No, it's like Sky Movies, isn't it? When you buy a digital copy of Sky Movies, when Sky no longer can broadcast it, you lose your access to it. It's
they could lose the rights to give it to you as well. So
games are in the same point, aren't they? The online games, you're buying a license to play that game. You can only play that game as long as it's been supported. So if you take the server offline, you can't play that game. So you're going down the same route with digital copies of games. So it's not like the old days where you just use go and copy someone's floppy disk, is it? And there you go. Here's your 6 floppy disks of whatever. There you go. Just
rewrite the manual so you've got all the code words.
Yeah,
Terry.
Someone buys one copy of the game, and next thing you know, there's 50 copies of it out there in the school.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the thing is that for me, it's being held at gunpoint, really. When it's like, well, you're going to have to get these streaming services, otherwise you're not going to see it.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't like about it. That's why I'm quite happy, getting the odd bootleg one if I can. I have noticed they've gone up in price, to be fair. Supply and demand, maybe. I'd like to have the option of physical media. That's the main thing.
So I can't remember the last time I ever took anyone on a date to the cinema. It cost too much.
One of the last romantics, aren't you, Steve?
Is it Rocky 5?
It'll be cheaper to get a hooker for the night than take someone to the cinema.
Rocky 3 more like. Look, I would take you to the cinemas, but it's going to cost too much. So I've found a different way to spend my money. Lana's going to kick your ass.
I don't know.
But yeah,
don't get me wrong. I do take Lana on dates. We do go out. We just don't go to the cinema.
He has to weigh it up between expense and what he could get.
I'd rather spend £50 on a nice meal with a couple of drinks and a bottle of wine than spend £50 watching a film and that's it.
Yeah, if I had to sit through Quantumania for 50 quid, I'd be very upset.
I don't know.
So the dirty side of your collection, then, apart from Steve's face, is the bootleg situation. Now, I'm definitely an advocate for if I can get an original copy of it, I will buy the original copy.
100%, yeah.
I am not buying a new copy of something, so either way, the studio's not getting my money.
Yeah,
CEX will get my money, or HMV will get my money, or whatever. Charity shops will get my money, but the studios won't be getting it because very rarely do I buy a brand new copy of something.
Yeah, that should be very special.
Yeah. Now I've only got a couple of bootlegs here. One is Prey. Now that film's 2 years old now.
Yeah.
Where's my digital copy of Prey?
They were supposed to be doing a release of it, weren't they?
Yeah, but for someone that's got all the Predator movies, and I mean including The Predator, that awful fucking movie, where's my Prey? Where do I finish this? And I know Steve feels the same about the Star Wars series. Obi-Wan's right in the middle of it, and we're not getting official release of Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So he's had to go out and get a copy of Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Because how much would it cost them just to release a Blu-ray of Prey? They don't even have. It could be a vanilla disc. They don't need a making of.
No, exactly. It doesn't. Really doesn't. I mean,
the bootleg costs how much?
I don't 10 quid, 15 quid.
If someone can knock it off at less than 10 quid each, they sell it for 20. They officially sell it for 20.
Yeah.
They'd make some money, but
yeah, exactly. They died out in the 80s. No, actually, they haven't. They've just got better with age. To be fair, but yeah, I used to remember going to the market, and there was some dodgy guy on there selling a VHS or a DVD.
I remember going to Tar Prince boot sale down in Rill, Prestine, and with an uncle of mine who used to sell them. So we used to get them when he used to do them, and then so that's how we got introduced to it. It's the same with music CDs.
Yeah,
And then when I moved into the pub, I made friends with the bloke that was selling them in the pub, so we got all the new releases and everything for free.
Playing dodgy copies of stuff in the pub.
Yeah, it might have cost me a pint or two to get like 20 films or whatever.
But pints burnt 10 quid.
The coppers come in going, you know that's copyrighted, don't you, mate? You're like, no, it's not, mate. I'm telling you, that copy's perfectly fine.
It's like the football, going to get my Sky card out the flat upstairs to put it in the pub Sky box to watch my Sky Sports on the 8-foot TV.
Just
you know that
basically draw like the glass on the screen.
The glass in the corner. No, I never did anything like that. Honestly, I never did anything like that.
We're all good people here.
Yeah, but it's the same scenario, and the bootlegging's not gone away. If anything, it's come back with a new lease of life.
It's
better quality.
It's supply and demand. It's literally, it is of their own creation that this has happened. If you like.
Yeah, what's the only difference? It doesn't have a hologram. That's about it, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, to a degree, but it's just, I mean, I watched a good one the other night. What's that one with, oh my God, recent one about spies. What's it, spies? Hang on, I'll find it. Huh?
The Citadel.
No, it's the Grey Man.
Oh yes.
Oh, with
I finally got around to watching that the other night. With
that's quite good. That Chris.
Yeah, I did enjoy that surprisingly.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. I mean, even that was like 2022 or something, and there's no physical media out of it. But I'd actually enjoy having that movie in my collection, to be honest.
But that's on Netflix at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it is. But it's a Netflix exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah. But it came out on Netflix and disappeared for a couple of months now.
Did it?
It's floated back in. Neil's saying he was onto digital downloading by then. Oh no, sorry. Ashley's saying she was on digital. Yeah, I remember downloading movies from LimeWire and Pirate Bay and things like that. The only problem is when
corner a virus.
Yeah, you never knew if you were clicking on Captain America First Avenger, if you were getting Captain America's First Anal Adventure. You never know, do you, what you were going to end up with that hyperlink. When you sat there watching Captain America and your kids come in, you're going, "What's this?" Oh, well, I don't know. Trying to turn it off.
Just reading that. Kerry was saying one of the latest purchases picked up was Erie, Indiana, from CEX for €25. Expensive, but worth it. It's now gone up to 28. I was watching a video the other day from a guy. I forget his name. I do apologise if he does watch this by any stroke of the imagination. But he watches AJ, and he was saying the prices in Ireland for CX was ridiculous compared to here. He did he did give some examples, but I was just checking here in Indiana, and it's 15 quid, so it's literally almost double the price over there.
Maybe I should get a suitcase full of films and nip over there.
Well, I think we must have been watching the same video, because he was talking about something on one of the videos that he released the other day about something costing him €40 or 40 or something.
Yeah.
So, it's the same thing.
I've subscribed to him now, but I just can't remember off of the life of me what it's.
Like I say, the stuff here that I've bought for £6, and then when I take it into CEX trading, I'm getting £8 because they're now selling it for £10, and I don't know why. The cost of living and it is put your current stock levels of films that you've got and films that you had before COVID have now gone from 50p to £4. I just can't. Nowhere in
That's
my
not trading value. It's still a penny to trade in.
yeah, but there's nowhere in my head that I can justify. I know the price of electric's gone up, but come on, turn your shit music off on your store
Yes.
that way. And if you need to take a couple of bulbs out of those mega bright bloody light strips, then do that. But other than that, what else are you running in that shop that's costing you to put a 50p film to £4 now?
Well, yeah. The one in Weston used to be 2 floors. So it used to have DVDs upstairs, retro gaming, had some old gaming consoles that they set up to play, and then it had a load of the whole rows of TV, DVDs, and everything, and then everything else was downstairs, gaming and Blu-rays and 4Ks. But then they've closed down upstairs. They must have got rid of most of the stock, binning it, and then they've just got a small section of.
Well, I was bigging up Chester CEX to Steve, saying it's brilliant. It's across 2 floors. It's huge. All the Blu-rays and games are downstairs. All the DVDs and CDs and everything go upstairs. We finally get to take him into Chester CEX, and they've wiped the top floor out and condensed everything off on the foot. And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes, I remember that.
It's like we were bigging him up. Wait until you get in there. You know, you spend 3 hours in bloody HMV. Wait until you get in to see it, and they cleared all the top floor and everything out. It was
I think the Bristol one was 3 floors, massive ones, and then it's just 1 and a bit now, I think.
That's fucking hilarious.
Saying that, I've been waiting a week for CEX to post out my copy of Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2.
Oh, I see.
I've still not had it. Well, I told you, I took all that stuff into CEX, didn't I, the other week, and got £28 trading for it. So I went on the CEX website. I picked out a Blu-ray player that we like, 26 quid with the £2 postage. We waited 4 days, and then we got an email back. It was all in stock. You clicked on the store thing, and it said it was in 3 or 4 different stores. So you click on whatever, and one of those stores will post it out to you.
Yeah.
4 or 5 days later, we get an email. Yeah, sorry, we can't source this now, and refunded us the money.
Oh.
So Lana was like, "I'll pick another Blu-ray player." No, you won't. I'm spending it on Attack on Titan.
So I can play it on the Blu-ray player when it eventually get one.
Well, I've got one downstairs. The Blu-ray player was for up here, so when I'm working from home or doing or whatever, I can have a film on it. Yeah.
Surprised you don't see one on car boots, to be honest with you. There's usually loads on car boots.
I haven't seen any the last couple of weeks. However, we did buy a dumbbell tree, you know, your weights. And we were waiting for months because the boot sales on. We went to a couple of boot sales in charity shops. Never saw them. Went to Argos, spent 38 quid on a set of dumbbells. And every time we've gone to a boot sale or charity shop now, some fucker's got them in.
Yes, that's how it happens.
2 quid.
Yeah. I've just spent £38 on a set of dumbbells and whatever else. And yeah.
I got the receipt. So these dumbbells are damaged. They're not exact weights.
Yeah. Don't give him that excuse. He'll try that.
No, I don't know. Right. So what have you guys been watching this week?
Well, I've just pretty much covered it. I've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine still. So,
I'm rewatching that as well.
I'm up to series 6, I think it is, with Gina, where she's left, or supposedly.
Spoilers.
Well, no, it's quite common knowledge that she left after by the 6th series. Well, yeah, I'm watching that, and I watched that movie the other night, and then there was another TV program I watched as well. I'm trying to think when it was. I started watching that one. What's it called? The £10 Pom. Started watching that. I think that's BBC or ITV.
That was from the 60s that went over to Australia for £10.
Yes, that's it. Yes. So it's quite an interesting story. Because my mum was the one that told me to watch it because it's got. First of all, the fact that she said Michelle Keegan in it, that was it. I had it on TV by the time she'd said Keegan. Yeah, she was saying that my nana and granddad nearly did it. When it was popular. But my nana didn't want to move. She didn't want to move away from the family. But my granddad was adamant that it would have been a way to go. But it's really interesting because they basically, because they needed to populate Australia, they were offering this sort of once in a lifetime sort of chance to go over for £10, and then obviously get set up with the job and and everything like that. And it's really interesting. I'd like to have seen a bit more of what the trip was like, but I think he said it took like 10 weeks on a boat to get there.
Yeah, that was the thing.
They're leaving the Liverpools like that, Steve, because they do go through the cruise over there on the boat where they stop off in Egypt.
They get there, and it's like I mean, this is straight off the bat, so there's nothing spoiler wise, but they get there, and it's more like a concentration camp sort of thing that they've been shoved in, a bit like the Fire Fest, but probably worse. But yeah, I watched the first couple of episodes of that, so I've still got some more to watch. But that's pretty interesting.
Sweet. I'm also rewatching Baywatch from the 1989.
Of course you are.
I went through a stint of watching that when we had Amazon. It was on Amazon Prime.
It's on ITVX, the first 5 seasons. But it's still pretty entertaining. The stories are stupid, but it's quite fun, and there's plenty to see.
How a lifeguard breaks up a drugs cartel.
That's sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, there is stuff like that which you think, oh dear. But because
a woman gets murdered 10 miles inland, but yet washes ashore on beach. Okay.
The police know nothing; they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, but yet the lifeguard seems to know everything.
Yeah, the lifeguard figured it all out.
Yeah, they can just leave their hut at any time of the day to go and investigate.
Yeah, that's true.
But the original pilot actually has boobs in it, so which was quite a shock when I watched it the other day. I thought, oh dear.
They had to do something to get the show commissioned.
Well, exactly. I was really shocked. And then, of course, they're barely wearing any costumes anyway.
All the executives, you're going to get this every week if you approve this thing.
No, I'm waiting for Sweet Tooth season 2. That it's been announced, but we haven't got it. And the other one is Sweet Home. We're waiting for season 2 for that one. They've announced that one's coming up, so we should have that as well. I've rewatched Altered Carbon.
Yeah,
it must have been a series that I had on in the background. Altered Carbon.
I really enjoyed the first series of that.
Yeah, the second series wasn't as good as the first one, and
Isn't the main actor different in the second series?
Yeah, it's Anthony Mackie in the second one, and I don't know if it's because it's him that I didn't. But it's also set 30 years after the first season, so I can understand why they've brought a different actor in.
Yeah,
to play him because it is 30 years. However, the sleeves, the bodies are just on ice, aren't they? So they're in cryo until anyone wants to use them. Yeah, so they could have used the same actor. It was the bloke that played RoboCop in the reboot.
That's it. I was trying to think. Kinnaman, is it?
The second series, you mean?
I can't remember his name. Well, in the first series.
Oh, the first series, yeah.
In the second season, it's Anthony Mackie who plays Falcon and things like that. Outside the Wire and all that. Like he's in all of them, isn't he? But the second series is not as good as the first one. And something else we've been watching is The Syndicate on BBC.
Yeah.
Now we watched one series of The Syndicate and we thought, oh, this is really, really good. And then when we went back, we realized we actually watched season 4, not season 1. But it's okay because each series is about a different group of people that win the lottery and their lives that change since winning the lottery. So it's not a continuation. So yeah, that was quite entertaining for a couple of nights watching The Syndicate.
Is anyone watching Fubar with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
I've
only seen the first episode so far, but yeah.
So you're not blown away with it yet? No.
Yeah, I don't think. I'll probably end up watching the whole lot just to see. But yeah, it starts off all right, but then it goes. It would have been all right as a 90-minute film.
Well, there you go. Sean saying season 2 of Sweet Tooth this week.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the wheels, buddy?
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Bossy, isn't he?
He is very bossy. You think he's got some sort of say in the show with the way he goes.
I thought it was executive producer, not producer. His card.
He's not even that. He's the wire boy.
The what?
The gaffer.
Yeah.
The wire boy.
You're the bloke that runs around the set with the cables and wire.
The intern that'll clean your driveway.
That's the fella.
There we go.
Right, just checking that we've got
£10 on Michael Caine.
You ready?
Go for it. Yeah, go for it. It's amazing watching it actually spin.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, yes.
Come on, you don't know what?
Yes. Good choice, as opposed to fucking Nicole Kidman.
Star Trek Nemesis, man.
Yeah. That was nearly the film that put him out of acting. It was his first big role, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it? His first big role, and it nearly finished his whole career. And then, what was it? I remember seeing him in Band of Brothers. He's got a small role in that, and then he did Bronson, which
he got killed in that. He got run over in Band of Brothers, didn't he? And got killed.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know he died. I was
not real. Oh! If he doesn't have a VHS to that, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I got the first one and the second one, but you just can't call it Stephen King's Lawnmower Man, can you? So.
Yeah, it's not. It's not now.
Pierce Brosnan. Was it pre-Bond?
Yeah.
So there you go, ladies and gents. We have got
classic movie.
So we've got Tom Hardy and we've got the Lawnmower Man. So next week's show is going to be very.
Yeah.
No, next week's show is going to be a bit of a bigger turn than this week's one, to be fair.
But yeah, I saw Lawnmower Man in the cinema when it was called Stephen King's Lawnmower Man. So,
Speaking of, I found a Wes Craven movie the other day called Deadly Friend.
Oh yes, yeah.
It's actually quite a rare DVD, by the looks of it.
Yeah, I don't think it's not common.
Got some weird robot on the back of it, though.
But yeah, he added gore on that one.
Is there?
Do you know what arrived this week, Steve? Or the end of last week after last week's show?
No.
Not that Alien Watch again, is it? Ooh.
Yeah, Jeff 2.0, yeah.
Very nice.
However, I did get a very cool looking street shark.
Yeah, that was cool.
Now he's actually in quite good condition for his age.
That does look very clean, at least.
Yeah. It's in quite good condition for his age. So yeah, he still stands up.
How do you like your remote control car without a remote control?
It looks ace.
Probably an app.
It does look really, really cool when it's on the shelf.
Does it light up?
But
probably, but he hasn't got the control to do it.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it though now.
Yeah, I guess the moving turns the lights on, doesn't it? Just need to find out.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
His finger got stuck.
Just
kind of bid on whatnot for it.
No, well, I noticed it went over £22, so I thought, you know what, little Steve's not going to bid on this because he's a tight ass little get. Right?
That's not what you told me.
So I thought, you know what, I'll swipe again just to see if anyone, to get a bit of interest for Chris, try and Unfortunately, someone decided they weren't going to bid again, and I ended up with it for £23. Thought, bastard. But now I've got it in hand, it's not that bad, you know.
It's very nice. It's
very nice.
Good replica.
So I'll have to find somewhere. Obviously, it's not going to be on the backdrop here because I've got my Transformers and everything here. However, one of the things I did pick up this week, and I mentioned it.
Yes, what's expensive.
My Ultra Magnus. He's awesome.
Bloody hell.
He's cool. I've always wanted an Ultra Magnus. I've got the G1 Ultra Magnus down there, but this is in the video I mentioned it was the Titans Return one. It's not the Titans Return one, it's the Combiner Wars.
Take that video down and redo
it. Yeah. I noticed it when I was watching it back, and I'm like, oh, do you know what? I'm not going to go back and refilm it now because I was too excited about it.
So I got, I went into CEX. I got sucker punched by the fact there was 2 Steelbook movies in there that I needed. I say needed, and I definitely needed to buy them. I picked up Scream.
Oh, which one?
This is the older one, the original one.
Oh yeah, that's
on 4K.
Nice.
Apparently, it's really good transfer. And then the Zavvi exclusive Scream 2, which has got some really nice. It's got like the cinema bits seen at the start.
Oh yeah, I can see that. That's nice.
And then it says on the back of there, "Hello, Sydney, remember me?" But yeah, it was some nice artwork in it, but apparently it's probably the best transfer for the Screams.
Nice.
But this is the Zavvi exclusive. But I would have bought that one because that was like genre. I remember watching this at the cinemas, and it was definitely brought back scary movies in them days, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Actually, I took some of the figures in that I didn't want anymore, or I can't display. And with about 8 to 10 figures, I got £180. So Ultra Magnus cost me £35. Now I wanted to buy Ultra Magnus, so yeah. When it comes to Transformers, there's no skimping. So sorry, £15 on a cinema ticket.
There's no skimping.
No skimping on the Transformers. He's got a beautiful looking Volcanus in the store for £80, and I'm like, yes, I'm gonna trade in some more stuff and go and buy Volcanus for £80.
What are you gonna get for little Steve then?
Little Steve's got some stuff on his way to him.
Probably a signed picture of the Back to the Future car that he won.
I mean, what's his trading value?
Yeah.
Now, I've bought Little Steve this great Black Adam set with a notebook that when you press the button, the lightning bolt lights up.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting it. But yeah. I'm not expecting a sports bottle, though, am I, Steve?
Well, if you're a good boy, you might just wait and see.
I'm going to wait and see, because I thought that was a bit weird, that. Shows it me, tells me how fantastic it is, and then went, do you mind if I keep it?
That good.
I'm like, yeah.
You know what? Since I go to the gym, it would make so much more sense for me to keep it. However,
well, that is true.
Since I am a good friend to the little brat, he's got it. It's on his way to him.
Ah,
it says that now. I'll see if it turns up.
Yeah,
must have got lost in the post.
I'm still waiting for that thumbnail. You've scheduled the picture, but the video, but you've not put the thumbnail on it.
I bloody did.
You bloody didn't. I put a thumbnail on it.
You've done what? You've done what?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I had a thumbnail. I know it did because I did it.
It bloody didn't. Your latest one did. The one for April never.
Uh-oh. It's a domestic.
It has now.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Swear to God, Steve.
Yep. Everyone's looking it up, I bet.
No, not yet. It'll be me that has to see it.
Yeah, the world's all now waiting for it. I might go and put it live now, actually, just for the sake of putting it live.
Fucking dare. I had a thumbnail because I did the bloody thumbnail.
Look at him looking now. Got him panicking. Do you know what, Jeff? Sorry. Oh,
Come on, Gareth.
Gareth. Do you know what? Do you know what the hardest part is? Because he just puts the videos on as unlisted, and then I've got to go and do all the tags and all the description and everything for him, and make it presentable out to go.
Yeah,
to. The hardest part is not just to download it straight from studio back to my phone and edit the video for him. And put stuff. Put like clips in the middle of it.
You haven't put one on it.
Polish
it
it.
got make it look, though, didn't it?
Put a nice filter on him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check that because I had done a thumbnail on that.
Yeah. So the hardest part of it is not going in and cutting it, and like doing like a Fight Club sort of thing where you just flick an image up for like half.
Yeah.
I really see that. I don't know. It's all good fun.
Yeah, see if anyone notices.
The best one's is when he goes to me, do us a favour, just put the video up on studio. Can you just have a look at it and tell me if I'm too naggy? Which one? The one I just put live? Oh, you bastard.
Yeah, literally. You and fucking Sharky.
Yes, you are too naggy. No.
Is Sharky joining us tonight?
Sorry?
Is Sharky joining us tonight?
Oh, yes, Sharky. I forgot Sharky.
Sharky.
Flying for little Steve Space.
Come on, Phil, hurry up. Schofield. Where's your puppet?
I forgot Sharky. I do more content than little Steve does.
Yeah.
The third.
You got to buy this, £2.
It's awesome.
He is awesome, yeah. You should have had him last night for Jaws.
I know. I saw his shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the poor little lad mustn't have wanted to sell him. When I picked him up, yeah. When I picked him up, he sort of just his little face dropped, and then
you were like haggling him, then weren't you?
His mom said,
"Come on, I'll give 25."
Well, his mom said, come up with a realistic price for him, and he said £2, and he must have said it to me in a way that it was going to put me off buying him. But for £2, go on then.
Mum and Dad are losing the house, so we need the money. £2.
We need the money. and then the little girl that I bought blew off. She had bottle mix. Do you know the bubble mix?
Oh yeah.
I said to her, how much do you want for this? And she said 50p. I said, oh, okay. If you can blow me a big bubble, I'll give you £1.
That nearly.
She went off to try and blow this big bubble, and it blew up in her face. So I give it £1 anyway, because it was just for the entertainment value.
Yeah. There is a Peter Benchley film or TV movie where a shark has legs. So maybe it's from that.
Yeah, it's sit on the table, isn't it?
Well, if Noel Edmonds can have one in Swap Shop, you can have one on there.
He actually enjoys being on YouTube, don't you?
Like Jack Whitehall's dad in that bloody doll.
Oh, what's his name? It's not Michael. It's is it Joseph or something like that? The doll.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name is, but it's so bad.
Yeah, Neil's got a point. That's what I heard.
That's true. Yeah.
You're going back to those illegal download streams again, aren't you? You don't know what version of the film. Hey, shut up, that's naughty.
Oh God.
You're right. Oh, Steve is a prick.
Right, you're right. You're absolutely right. We're getting to the back end of the bloody evening now.
He's had too much squash.
He's going to do 3 videos before he got pissed off with me. It's only took him 5 minutes.
Oh, fuck off.
Just like that Mel Gibson film, The Beaver.
Is that Mac the Shark, is it?
Is he going to sing Mac the Knife next?
Steve, we were so close to 500 subs. We were so close.
Go to the live count, see if it's dropping.
By the second.
No, Steve,
I've got people in the chat saying, talk about Star Trek, please. Just something else.
When this shark bites.
Tell us about your Transformers again. That's what he says.
Go back to Transformers. When's the Beasts film coming out?
Yeah.
It's the 9th of June, isn't it? It's next week.
Oh, is it? Bloody hell.
Yeah, Rise of Beasts. The 9th of June or the 6th of June? It's next week, I think.
Well, yeah, The Flash is what?
Don't worry, though, Steve. Love Island starts again on the 5th.
Fuck.
So,
yeah, it starts Monday, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So we can have a discussion about that as well. And
you two do a live reaction
because he'll record it on his VHS.
Yeah, got my player ready.
One thing I'd like to discuss is doing a movie chats fantasy football league. Now it's free. It's all done on the Premier League app, so you go in and just change your team every week and you see where it goes. Now, one of the segments we can do is a little bit of fantasy football chat every now and then, see how we're getting on. If you are interested, please leave a comment on this video and we'll set up a league and we'll go from there. No, it's not bestiality transfer. That's what you get when you plug your vibrator into a petrol generator, isn't it? It's rampant rabbit on steroids. So if you are interested in doing the fantasy football or something similar, then please let us know and we'll facilitate it on the channel. It'll all be free, bit of fun. Don't take it too seriously.
That sounds like a threat. The last time I watched football, it was World Cup '86.
He wants to basically have a team that does better than Everton. That's what it is.
We're still in the Premier League. That's
which team is Lineker in now?
No, we're still in the Premier League. I tell you what, there was 10 minutes towards the end of that game where my heart stopped. It's only been 2 games I've watched this week. One is the derby and one was final day. And yeah, my God, my heart stopped that last time. When he put 10 minutes extra time up, I was like, Jesus Christ, we're going down at this rate.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that. And then Pickford made a good save, didn't he?
It was quite funny though, watching the Leicester players watch the illegal streams on their phone on the middle of the pitch on Sky TV as we're streaming it on the same illegal sites that they're watching it on. But yeah, it was good. It was a good day, good fun. It's boring being a City fan and expecting to win all the time.
Oh no, it's not.
You know, you've got no enjoyment in the season, have you?
Oh yeah, definitely got enjoyment. When you know when you've seen them win it 3 or 4 or 5 times, it's it's pretty nice.
However, you'll never get one of those balls that says 100 years at the top, would you?
100 years at the top.
Well, that's what Chris's football says, wasn't it? 100 years at the top or something.
Maybe 100 hours. He's
yeah,
balls were crap.
You know, but City, you know what is it? Half a decade, 6 years since you've had money?
No, 10, 12,
10 years
10,
since you've had money?
11 years now.
Oh, there you go then. See, still 90 years to go before you can have a porcelain ball.
With a hole in it, you're all right. You can keep it.
All right, you can win money on this thing.
Yes, you can. If you go onto the Premier League app and you win the Premier League outright, you can win £1 million.
Bloody hell.
Anyone actually win it?
It's big money. It's big money for fantasy football.
But I think the fact that you've got to win it outright, the chances of that is like incredibly slim.
No, yeah, you've got to get like you've got to have no job and watch all the videos and know exactly who's playing what and whatever. Yeah,
lucky dip.
I think I need to prepare for about 15 years for that.
Yeah, or get a Back to the Future sports almanac and know who's going to score how many points throughout the season and just that was your team. But yeah, so if you are interested in doing the fantasy football, we dipped our toes in it this year. We got 4 people, including Lana, in it, and it was good fun watching Lana try to do fantasy football. Just as she was getting the hang of it, we got 2 games left of the season, so she's ready for next year and raring to go. So we're looking for more players. So if you want to join up, then please leave a comment on here. I'll set up the league and I'll post all the details. Like I say, it'll be free, just a bit of fun, but between the subscribers and the watchers.
Yeah, it's only a game.
Yeah. Don't cry like I almost did last day of the season. I was like, no, when Leicester scored. I was like, shit, we're going down.
Lucky. Tam said he'll play.
There you go, you got one.
There we go. We've got 3 players so far. Little Steve, you're in it this year.
Okay.
You've got 4 on, 4 off. You've got time to look at your team.
Do you know what it means? It means I'm going to have to put out less videos, though.
Oh, yeah.
What? The one every 6 months you put out was not enough? No.
No, that's the ones you schedule. I've got loads ready to go, but you just keep putting yours before mine.
I do not. I've got a video there that I recorded on the 21st of May.
How could you have a video out when there's about 4 or 5 ready to go?
I've got a video there that I recorded on the 21st of May. I've even referenced the date of the 21st of May, and it's not going out until the 17th of
what
June.
You're saying is
so I can get the 2 videos.
Like a newspaper up like this.
Just so I've done the 2 videos that you've decided that you've put on out first.
What's on the cover of the Daily Sport now?
The Queen died. September 22. Why is this only going live now, Steve?
He's got a different haircut.
But yeah.
Right, we're wrapping up, mate.
Okay, right. Little Steve's getting bored, so we're going to call it a night.
Throwing his toys out.
Thank you for coming on. I know Peter and AJ sent their apologies, so thank you very much for coming on.
Well, I saw AJ wasn't here, so I leapt on.
So yeah, thank you for coming to support us again. Little Steve, you've got 2 videos coming out in the next week, haven't you?
Yeah, I think so. Unless you do something in the meantime.
Looking at the schedule. I've got 2 videos coming out in the next 6 weeks because I've got to work around his videos because it's only fair. So thank you to everyone that stayed with us all night. Thank you for the comments in the chat. If you haven't already, then please hit that like button. That just tells YouTube to push our content out elsewhere. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We are currently at 494 subs, Steve. So we are close to that 500 mark. Hopefully, Sharky's latest performance will get us over that 500 mark, and we'll stay there. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all.
Me and Neil are live Saturday night.
Next video. Where's the bloody end video gone here now?
All right, Chris.
80s soundtracks.
Do you know what? I don't know what I've done with that. Have I deleted the ending and not put the new one on? Oh, we'll have to use the old ending.